Music. Arguably one of the most powerful mediums in existence. It brings us together, it drives us apart, it can help us through the hard times and allows us to enjoy the fun times. Music is so well known and powerful that we often forget the impact that it has. Try watching a movie without music. It just doesn't have the same effect. But we're not talking about movies. No, we're talking about games. Welcome to another installment of Into the Ether, where we take a deeper look into video games, either to discuss the emotional impact a game has when you immerse yourself in it, or in today's case, to discuss why we're drawn to play it in the first place. Now, the last time that I discussed a rhythm game, my conclusion was that I played it because it was fun. And Melody of Memory is fun, but it highlighted an area of games not often covered. Many games showcase 2 of the 5 senses. They focus on what you see through the graphics and what you actually see, and or they focus on what you feel through their narrative, plot progression, and gameplay. Luckily, I don't know of any games that target what you smell and what you taste. I think we're all grateful for that one. But how often do we focus on what we hear? The sounds that are emitted in the game. Melody of Memory has great music and lets you enjoy it however you will, whether you just want to listen and enjoy it, or whether you want to challenge yourself and be able to hear every note in the song. Some of those songs on Proud Mode are absolutely insane. Now, I'll be honest, when I first heard about Melody of Memory, I was uncertain about it. A game showcasing the music across all the Kingdom Hearts games? It didn't sound like my cup of tea. But the closer the release got, the more I thought about the music across all of these games. These same ones that I had grown up with and loved. And the more I thought about it, the more excited I got for it. My inner band geek began to emerge, so to speak, and I let him. Truth be told, there's a lot that I could cover here. I could talk about the mechanics of the game and how it tied into the music. I could talk about how the enemies match the intensity of the song. But for me, my reasons as to why I wanted to play, well, 3 things stood tall among the rest. Nostalgia, great music, and music theory. Nostalgia is obvious. I grew up with these games, and as such, the music is kind of embedded into my very being. There was this one time when I was driving home from school with my friend, and he started playing all of the themes from the various worlds in Kingdom Hearts, and then he challenged me to guess which world was which. Now, I had no faith in myself. I thought I would do absolutely terribly, get maybe 1 right. But I was incredibly surprised that I was able to get closer to 90% of them right. Apparently, I knew the music so well that I could identify where I was in the game based on that alone. How insane is that? Now, that's getting a little bit into point 3, so hold on to that answer, we'll address it later. Continuing with nostalgia, I just had fond memories of the music, and I was excited to listen to it all again. What more reason do you need to play a music game? Oh, you do need more reason. Oh, okay, well, how about the fact that the music is flat out amazing? I was not only reminded of the quality of the soundtracks in the game, I found several that I had not thought about, and added them to my playlist on my phone. They were that good. If you're curious which ones they were, it was Vector to the Heavens and Rise of the Union. Flat out amazing, I love them. If you want a comparison as to what the feeling is kind of like, it's like hearing a song on the radio, and then wanting to listen to the whole album to find others that you love. I wanted to play more because I wanted to listen to more music. I would look ahead to see what worlds were coming up and get excited because I knew what songs were there and I wanted to hear them. Or because I was curious which ones they would have. I just wanted more spectacular sounds. But I've saved the most intriguing for last. The reason that totally threw me off guard. Musical theory. At least, that's what I think it was. I didn't study it, so I apologize if that's an incorrect assumption. As the title suggests, musical theory has to do with exploring how we understand music. So, what does that have to do with melody and memory? Well, about halfway through my playthrough, some of the goals for various tracks wanted you to play the game on proud mode. And there were others that I had never heard before, as I had not played the particular game from which it originated. Again, so what? Well, regarding the former, I gained a new appreciation for the complexity of the songs. We can always hear the melody of a song. But how about the harmony? Or the percussion? We don't always notice these aspects of a song. But when you're fighting Heartless to music at a breakneck pace, in order to do well, you start to hear those bits. You start to understand that there are spaces between the notes you actually hear, but you can time them to the rhythm of the song. You ultimately understand the song better because of it. Okay, but what about when you don't know the song? Well, what if I told you that even if you had never heard a song before, you could still feel it and still do well in the game we're discussing, even on harder difficulties? Seems improbable, right? Well, every song has a flow to it. And I was shocked how I could get into a flow and almost not look at the screen and hit notes on time to songs that I had never heard. I began looking forward more to the songs I hadn't heard than the ones I had, because I wanted to find that flow and feel that song, just get lost in the music. I wanted to play for the music I hadn't heard yet. Music is powerful, and an opportunity to tap into that wondrous world is always welcome. Not an opportunity to fight the enemy, or to fly into space, or to crawl a dungeon. Just an opportunity to get lost in the music. Thank you for joining me on another expedition into the ether as we looked at the incredible tunes held within the game Melody and Memory. Go and try the game out for yourself and tell me in the comments below about how it affected you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you the next time that we delve into the ether.